we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, we finally made it to the racetrack. This is what it looks like. So we're going to go out and see if we can't find a rock that's been moving, and I see one already right there. Let's go check it out. Let's go explore this mystery. The Playa is large, like a large, dry lake bed. And there are various rocks out here, but because the sun is straight up and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm not seeing trails that these rocks have made. But we will see as we go on if we can find something. Okay, so here we have an example. You can see a trail. Now, what that trail is, we're not 100% sure. But there is a trail nonetheless. And it goes this way. Now, whether this rock is following that trail or whether it went up and back, I don't know. We have another rock that's on another trail, and you can distinctly, the trail is distinct, so you can see it, but it's on, the rock is in the middle of the trail. So was it an animal trail, or was it a trail created by the obviously rock? This is the source of the rocks that are around this side of the Playa. Now this is a source, at least from what we've seen here, of this area. These rocks are, but there are crevices and cracks in these rocks all over the place. So, and all these rocks here will make it out onto the racetrack. I mean, I can understand these rocks if they're small enough getting blown, or maybe seismic activity moving them. I mean, we are the wrong time of the day for it to be distinguishing a trail, although you can kind of see a trail, if you want to call that a trail. You know, this would be a good example here of something that's coming down, and you can look and see the trail there. That would be a great example. All right, so now if you look at this, and you can see this rock, you can see the trail. Hopefully you can see it. I mean, it goes all the way past the first rock, the second rock. I can see the trail past the second rock, headed to that third rock over there. And it looks to me like this was the path that this one took. Now, when we look at this one, again, we can clearly see the trail, but the difference between this one and the others is this one is going back to its source. Uphill. It is traveling. Now look at this one, uphill, and the rock actually swirled around and began heading this way. It swirled around in place and then began moving. Now, like that other one, this one you can see underneath there, hopefully, how it is breaking up the crust of the soil of the Playa. So it's obviously moving. It just isn't directional yet. It's just moving in place. And there's another one over here that looks like it's doing the same thing. It looks like it actually has come out of a hole that it had created. How cool is that? Okay, now here we have a rock out in the middle of everything, and there's clearly no trail. So I don't know if it made it out here, then got stuck and it rained and washed away the trail, or what. But clearly it's here and not from its source. Okay, here's another one. So I am not so sure. This one's moving back. And I think what has happened is it rained and recently, and this probably got wet and filled up, and a lot of the trails or tracks that these things made at the racetrack, the trail disappeared because of the water. But we'll see. All right, we found a great trail here. As you can see, comes down through here and goes there, and there is the rock that's moving. So let's follow this trail. Clearly a distinct trail. The racetrack. The unexplained phenomena of Death Valley. There are a lot of theories, including ice underneath the lake, the wind, seismic activity causing micro tremors. But here we have a rock clearly making a trail, moving, clearly moving. Okay, now that we're closer to this, you can see that there's another trail. This big rock, which is making a larger trail, is following the smaller trail of that rock over there. Now what's interesting is one of the rocks, this rock that's in front of us, obviously stopped here for a short period of time and made this indentation in the dirt. Hopefully I'm getting this for you. And then it continued on. Now again, the sunlight is not favoring us, but you know what? The phenomena of Death Valley is the racetrack. So you can see how the crust is cracked. The outer surface layer of this playa, or this dry lake, is cracked. And that means that's an indication that it's rained recently and this was covered with water. The water evaporated, and as part of the evaporating process and is drying out, this crust forms. But this crust will turn into, it's going to turn into dust. And they'll be easier for these rocks to roll. Okay, even though we don't have perfect examples, we did have some good examples. And I'm thinking that maybe if we came out at a later part of the day, or if we took and visited this long after this rain, when this crust, the fact that this crust is here is an indication that there was water here recently. So this was covered with water, and then the water evaporated and soaked out of the ground, and then in the part of the drying process, this then became crusty. Well, it will turn to powder and the tracks will be more distinctive. So this is an amazing thing. So however you think, what are your theories on why these things are moving and on their own? Do you have any idea why these things are moving? If you do, leave a comment in the comment section for other people to kind of see what your ideas are as well. Because this is the mystery of Death Valley, the racetrack.